Live from 7 Burlington Station, this is Omaha's news leader. KETV News Watch 7, First News Saturday.
Good morning. It is 7 a.m. on January 26. Hope your morning's getting off to a good start. I'm James Wilcox alongside Weather Now meteorologist Molly Bernard. We are waking up to a fresh coating of snow out there this morning.
Yeah, not too much snow, fortunately, across the area. Most of us seeing between about a half up to an inch of snow for most of us south and west of Omaha. There's a better chance for some higher totals, maybe just over an inch, a little bit closer to Gretna, but you can see the snow. It's not done just yet. Craig, Denison, just north of Norfolk, a few more rounds of just some light snow over the next few hours, quickly continuing to move south and off towards the east. So this is over the last 3 hours. You can see that heavier snow stay just south and west of Omaha, but we're going to continue to keep an eye on this next round. Right now, it looks like it should stay just off towards our east, but an additional ½ inch of accumulation or so is possible through about 9, maybe 10 o'clock. Otherwise, right now, it's quiet, it's cloudy, it's cold. Wind chills in Omaha down close to about 3 degrees. Some wind chills in western Iowa. Right now, they're down below 0. This afternoon, we'll see highs in the metro close to about 32 to 34. Cooler conditions off towards our east. A little bit warmer off towards our west this afternoon with mostly cloudy skies, but temperatures not too bad. Even warmer tomorrow, but a big cool down by Monday. I'll have details on that coming up. James?
Molly, thank you. Let's take a tour of the roads with our Skycam network. We begin at South 10th Street from right here at 7 Burlington Station. You can see snow on the road, some tire tracks there. Moving further west, I-80 and Giles Road. Here's what we're seeing from our camera on top of the Embassy Suites La Vista. We are hearing of a few delays out there as plows work to clear the interstate, so make sure you do give yourself a little bit of extra travel time this morning. And here's another look at the interstate from our system of Nebraska Department of Transportation cameras. A look at North 72nd Street now. This is from our Skycam near Emmanuel Hospital at 72nd and Crown Point. You can see some areas. The road's clear, others a little bit of snow on there. So again, just give yourself a little extra time. There have been a few minor crash reports. Snow won't stop the 24-hour skate-a-thon, which is going on right now, and raising money in the fight against Parkinson's disease. KETV News Watch 7's Waverly Monroe is live with the skaters this morning. Waverly?
James, it is an early start for skaters here at the skate-a-thon at UNMC. We have about, 2 or 3 still hanging in there. It is cold, but it's not stopping them from supporting creating research for Parkinson's disease. Now, this is the 12th year that this skate-a-thon has gone on, and it's the 9th at UNMC. Hundreds are expected to skate for the 24 hours in order to raise needed funds for Parkinson's disease research, education, and awareness. This event started in a backyard and grew to what it is today. Colleen Wubin was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in 2005. She and her husband held the skate-a-thon by flooding their backyard. In 2011, they made the big move to the UNMC skate rink. Wubin later died, but the event still carries on in her honor.
Now it has become an Omaha tradition that just keeps growing.
Now, to skate, it costs $15, and those $15 go to Parkinson's Nebraska. It's a local nonprofit that helps families affected by Parkinson's disease, and they'll be skating until 2 p.m. today. Reporting live, Waverly Monroe, KETV Newswatch 7.
The city plans to file criminal charges against Mr. Anderson for the code violations at Yale Park.
More than 4 months after the city shut down the Yale Park apartments, city leaders say they plan to file criminal charges against the owner, Kay Anderson. They tell us he failed to make proper fixes. Omaha's news leader was there as hundreds were forced out of those apartments back in September. Heartland Family Services was also there. That agency working with families as they packed what they could and left their homes because of dangerous conditions. Since then, they've been working to find permanent places to stay.
When everyone was displaced, families really sadly said, "It's okay, we've been through this before." And that was heartbreaking.
Heartland Family Services says only 4 families right now are still looking for homes. They're staying with other families in the meantime. As for Anderson, he faces 100 charges for every apartment. Kay Anderson's attorney, though, Jason Bruno, says they have plans to make repairs at Yale Park Apartments, and he says citations from the city violate Anderson's civil rights.
we're not going to sit back and take this. We're not going to be bullied or we're not going to be intimidated. We're going to fight back.
Fight back. He says they plan to file a federal lawsuit against the city. Anderson right now is out of town. If he does not show up February 4th, the city prosecutor will issue an arrest warrant. He faces 50 years in jail or $50,000 in fines for all 100 counts. Happening today, 4th District Iowa Congressman Steve King hosting a town hall meeting in his district. It will be his first public meeting since he was stripped of his House committee assignments over his controversial comments to the New York Times. That was earlier this month. The meeting is scheduled for 9 a.m. in Northwest Iowa. It is open to the public. Former Trump campaign advisor Roger Stone will be arraigned in the nation's capital next week. The former Trump campaign advisor arrested at his home in Florida Friday morning. Prosecutors indicting him on 7 charges, including witness tampering. Stone maintaining his innocence and says he will not plead guilty. On Twitter, the president responding, calling the arrest the greatest witch hunt in the history of our country. Stone, now the 6th Trump associate charged in special counsel Robert Mueller's investigation. 7:06, and for the first time in 35 days, the federal government is back open this morning, ending the longest government shutdown in U.S. history, at least for now. KETV News Watch 7's Matt Pritchard is in our Washington bureau this morning with what finally brought a deal.
James, mounting pressure on the president and both parties prompted this temporary compromise. While the government is now reopened, the real work has just begun.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Without objection, the request is agreed to. After 5 full weeks of the shutdown, the federal government is finally back open.
I will sign a bill to open our government for 3 weeks until February 15th.
The House and the Senate quickly passing that continuing resolution, and President Trump promptly signing it Friday night, triggering reaction from both parties on Capitol Hill.
The longest shutdown in federal history is now over. I am very glad that Donald Trump came to his senses.
I hope our Democratic friends will stay true to the commitment they've stated constantly over the past weeks, that once the government was reopened, they'd be perfectly willing to negotiate in good faith.
Now that's the next step in all of this. Yes, federal employees will be paid, and vital services like the IRS and TSA can get back to work at full staffing levels. But now the two parties need to find common ground on border security, including President Trump's calls for a border barrier.
We don't agree on some of the specifics of border security. Democrats are firmly against the wall. But we agree on many things, and that bodes well for finding an eventual agreement.
But on Twitter, President Trump made clear where he stands heading into these talks, saying this was in no way a concession, and adding if no deal is done, it's off to the races. Now, the president also said that this deal was to take care of the millions of Americans impacted by the shutdown. He also vowed to get back pay to federal workers just as quickly as possible. In Washington, Matt Pritchard, KETV, Newswatch 7.
The shutdown forcing the FAA to slow air traffic at major airports Friday due to staffing issues. Omaha feeling the trickle-down effect. At Eppley Airfield, some flights faced delays as long as 5 hours. We did some checking, no major delays right now, but that could still change. Eppley recommends checking your flight status well before heading to the airport. And despite the president's announcement Friday, local food banks say the need is still persistent. Although the government is reopened, it is only temporary, and the Food Bank of the Heartland says it's unknown when these workers will receive their back pay. The mobile food pantry on Monday will happen at Chandler View Elementary, that's in Bellevue. It'll open at 5:30 p.m. and then close 2 hours later. 7:09, in just a few hours, the Open Door Mission is hosting its annual Brunch and Learn event. At 10 this morning, organizers will offer volunteers a view of how their support really makes a difference in the community. This is a free event. It's open to the public. Guests will receive a meal. They'll get a tour of the campus and a look at what the Open Door Mission has planned for 2019. Check it out. Hundreds of skiers and snowboarders making the trek to Crescent, Iowa Friday night. The Mount Crescent's Midnight Madness. Skiers and snowboarders taking to the slopes after dark, providing an opportunity for some after-hours fun in the snow.
Night skiing is something that's just awesome. It's really fun. With the lights help actually with visibility. You can see the shadows better. You can see the terrain really well. The conditions don't change like they would during the day with the sun and everything. It stays the same throughout the whole night, which really helps.
Probably quite a bit of fun. About 400 people slid down the slopes last night. There are at least 2 more nighttime events scheduled for this season. Mark your calendars, February 16th and then March 2nd. I want to check one of those out. It is now 7:10 on your Saturday morning. Coming up, we'll have your guide to events around town today. Plus, on the National News Watch, some well-known names at the center of 2 new films. How people at the Sundance Film Festival are reacting. But first, a Weather Now update. Molly, what do you say? Go ahead.
It sounds like fun to me this morning. If you're out on the road, they are snowy as well. So give yourself some extra time to start the day. Actually, warmer conditions this afternoon and tomorrow, but a big cold front moves through and cools things down this week. I'll have details on the other side of the break. Welcome back to First News on your Saturday morning at 7:14 right now as we take a live look in Washington, D.C. at the Capitol building. Blue skies. It looks beautiful there this afternoon. High temperatures in Washington, D.C. actually close to about 35 degrees, and it looks like sunshine will stick around, although there is a chance in the northwest for actually some lake effect snow. Here in the Midwest, some snow showers over portions of northern Nebraska and western Nebraska this afternoon, and some snow over parts of Illinois. Otherwise, mild conditions in the Pacific Northwest. Highs in San Francisco close to about 62 degrees. Actually pretty mild temperatures or seasonal temperatures in store today and tomorrow in Omaha, but I'm tracking a big cool down next week. I'll have those details coming up. James?
Molly, thank you. 7:14 now on the National News Watch this morning. Researchers who reported the role of Israeli spyware targeting Washington Post journalist Jamal Khashoggi's inner circle now being targeted by undercover operatives. That's according to a new report by the Associated Press this morning. Twice in the past 2 months, the AP reports men posing as investors have lured members of the Citizen Lab Internet Watch Group to meetings at hotels, then quizzed them about their work exposing Israeli surveillance. It's unclear who the operatives are working for. Michael Jackson's estate is blasting a new documentary that tells the stories of 2 men accusing the late pop star of sexually abusing them. The 4-hour film called Leaving Neverland premiered to a standing ovation Friday at the Sundance Film Festival. In a statement, Jackson's estate called the film tabloid character assassination and said the men gave sworn statements while Jackson was still alive that he had not abused them. Leaving Neverland airs later this year on HBO. Also at Sundance, a documentary about the rise and fall of another man accused of abuse, Harvey Weinstein. Untouchable features interviews with a handful of women who allege they suffered sexual misconduct at the hands of Weinstein, including actress Rosanna Arquette. The film goes beyond the accusations, though, and also looks into Weinstein's rise to power in Hollywood with interviews from people who worked for him. And Molly Bernard is back with another look at your Saturday morning forecast.
Yeah, a chance actually for still a few light snow showers, some flurries this morning. So keep that in mind if you're headed out. The roads are covered in snow, at least some of them are. It's getting better, but give yourself some extra time. Traffic looks like it's moving just fine on the West Dodge Expressway from our camera at TD Ameritrade headquarters. But take it slow and give road crews some extra space this morning. Otherwise, it's cold, 15 degrees right now, but with the wind, it feels like it's just 3, although those winds out of the southeast making a big difference this afternoon. We'll actually see high temperatures climb up into the low in the mid-30s later today, but I don't think we're done with the snow just yet. Denison, Craig seeing a little bit of snow right now. This entire system moving south and west, and you can see some snow developing near Norfolk. I think that's what we could see move in a little bit closer to Omaha over the next few hours. So right now you can see some snow in Underwood, Neola, and off towards Avoca this morning. That should stay just east of Omaha, but another chance for a few snow showers here through about 9 o'clock. You can see that on Storm Predictor by 7. So right about now, this model keeps a lot of it just off towards our east. I think we could see a few more snowflakes before the morning said and done. By 10 o'clock, though, it looks like most of us stay dry. A few more isolated chances for some flurries near Norfolk, Columbus, and York. And then I think actually some cloudy skies this afternoon, not sunshine, and another chance for a few isolated snow showers, especially off towards our west later today and early tomorrow morning. You can see some snow, even some rain off towards our northwest. It's because temperatures tomorrow not too bad. We could actually see some rain about 8 o'clock tomorrow. A lot of the models have this. It could be a wintry mix. And then as that moves out, we'll actually see our temperatures tumble. And that's really the big weather story as we head through the next few days. It's cold out there this morning with temperatures in the teens, but we'll see 30s this afternoon. Then a warm front moves through tomorrow. Take a look at these temperatures tomorrow afternoon. 37, 38 degrees here in the Omaha metro, which is actually above average for this time of the year. And temperatures hold relatively steady through the overnight hours, or at least until midnight Sunday into Monday. But then you can see those winds come in out of the northwest. That's a very strong cold front. This is at about noon on Monday afternoon. Temperatures start off in the 30s and they fall down into the teens by noon. So we're tracking a cold front that's bringing in some very cold air and some very cold wind chills as well as we head towards the middle of the work week. So this weekend, it's cold, but it's not as bad as what we saw yesterday. It won't be as bad as what we'll see later this week. 38 degrees for a high temperature tomorrow, 32 on Monday with temperatures in the right around 13 degrees by 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Then single digits and teens in the forecast for the rest of the 7-day forecast. And you can see those negative values on Wednesday and Thursday morning. A chance that we could see wind chills actually as low as 20 to 30 degrees below zero. For weather updates anytime, download the KETV mobile app. Interactive radar, storm alerts, the latest forecast, they're all right there on the home screen. That app is free for your iPhone or your Android device.
Gosh, we did have it good, but Mother Nature just kind of slapped us right back, didn't she?
It's hard to believe that Christmas, I think high temperatures were in the upper 40s and the 50s, and we have definitely felt winter the last week or so.
Came right back at us pretty hard. Alrighty, are you looking for something to do with your family today? If so, we have a guide to events around town this Saturday.
Check out the Robot Zoo, which sounds awesome, at the Strategic Air Command and Aerospace Museum. The interactive exhibit reveals nature through larger-than-life robot animals. It will be there through May 10th. It costs $12 for adults, $6 for children.
Also, you can build strength, sportsmanship, and smarts at the Children's Museum Super Sports exhibit. You'll see interactive experiences focusing on a different sport. It's included with admission and goes through April 14th.
I got to check that out. A lot of fun. I would highly suggest it. And it's the 34th Annual Flower Festival at Cathedral. The show includes over 30 floral designers showcasing indoor gardens from around the world. There will be live music and food for sale. It's free and it goes from 1 till 4.
Yeah, also the auto show is going on at the CHI Health Center.
Oh,
through
and you
tomorrow.
went yesterday. There were some very cool cars.
Yeah, really cool.
A pretty cool robot.
Yeah, that's right. Go check it out. Time now for birthdays on the 7s. Comedian and talk show host and just a lady everybody loves. Happy birthday, Ellen DeGeneres. She is 61 today.
And happy birthday to 7-month-old Scarlett May Haskin. She loves listening to music and loves her 4-legged siblings, also known as furblings. And Eloise Mowry likes playing peekaboo and watching her dogs.
Oh, beautiful babies. Happy birthday. Also, having a birthday today, 7 years old, Jack Menacucci. Jack loves to play golf, baseball, basketball, and loves hanging out with his 3 sisters. Happy birthday, Jack. Do you know someone turning 7 days, 7 months, or 7 years old? Email their photo to birthdays@ketv.com. Hope you all have a great day. Stay with us. Still ahead this morning, we will have a look at your lottery numbers. Plus, the KETV sports team is breaking down the biggest stories from Friday.
You're watching KETV News Watch 7, First News Saturday.